Good morning, possums. I didn't expect to be here so up so early, and I'm salty. But we're going to talk about everybody's favorite Karen Supreme, Sharon Osbourne, and why she is being canceled left and right and drug, and she is feeling the heat like she's never have felt the heat before. What's happening? Let's talk about. It's time for some Mykurrent TV. Welcome back, possums, friends, lovelies. So pretty much Sharon Osbourne is getting some heat because she is a friend and a defender of Piers Morgan, and she said this here tweet in his defense after he left Good Morning Britain after a row with Alex Beresford. Now, she's saying, it's all about, free speech, so on and so forth. But the thing of it is, I think what she's neglecting to understand in the situation is the fact that he left voluntarily, and that 41,000 people who had complained against him, making comments about people's mental health, and that also Meghan Markle filed a complaint, for basically saying that she is a liar. But it didn't stop there, because on the talk yesterday, Sharon Osbourne had a nice talk with Sheryl Underwood and Elaine Welteroth, and it went something like this.
I feel even like I'm about to be put in the electric chair because I have a friend who many people think is a racist, so that makes me a racist. And for me, at 68 years of age, to have to turn around and say, I ain't racist. Right. What's it got to do with me? Okay, how can I be racist about anybody? How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Well,
what?
We will be right back.
What?
We have more topics, so don't go away.
And I think we should stop this. I will ask you again, Cheryl.
Yes.
I've been asking you during the break. Right. I am asking you again. And don't try and cry, because if anyone should be crying, it should be me. This is the situation. Yes. You tell me where you have heard him say, educate me, tell me when you have heard him say racist things. Educate me, tell me.
It is not the exact words of racism. It's the implication and the reaction to it. To not want to address that because she is a black woman, and to try to dismiss it or to make it seem less than what it is. That's what makes it racist. But right now, I'm talking to a woman who I believe is my friend. And I don't want anybody here to watch this and say that we're attacking you for being racist. And for that, if I articulated
I think it's
anything,
too late. I think that seed's already sown.
But that is why I'm saying for me. I'm saying for me. For me. I thought I was asking a question about the perception for other people. That's why I prefaced it with, I've never heard you utter anything racist,
Cheryl,
but I have felt that Piers was racist in his stance against Meghan Markle, and the last time he was on this show, I said as much. I said it when he was on this show.
And what was his answer to you?
He didn't feel that it was racist. He didn't feel that the racial statements that he was making were racist. But I was talking to him.
Okay, answer me this one, okay? Because I don't know. I don't understand. If he doesn't like someone, and I think this is for everybody who is born white, if Piers doesn't like someone and they happen to be black, does that make him a racist?
No. No.
That's a no.
No.
Right. So why can't it be he just doesn't like her? Why does it have to be racist?
Yep.
I support him for his freedom of speech, and he's my friend. I'm not racist, neither is Piers racist, and I hate the fact of even saying I'm not racist. I'm the last person in the world who's racist.
And I've never seen anything come out of you other than, if I don't know, I'm willing to learn. If it comes off a certain way, I stand corrected.
Right.
That's the only thing I've seen.
Yeah.
So what would you say to people who may feel that you, while you're standing by your friend, it appears that you give validation or safe haven to something that he has uttered that is racist? Even if you don't agree, am I saying it right?
I don't know what he's uttered that's racist. I'm not trying to slide out of this one.
Right.
I don't know. Tell me, what has he uttered that's racist?
I don't think you're racist, just to say that super plainly. I don't think you're racist. But I think if people know you're not racist, they would want you to stand up to your friend who has done racist things, who has been sexist in the coverage of Meghan. I think that's where it's coming from.
Okay.
Girl.
Got your number, husband.
Let me tell you something, friends. Sheryl Underwood and Elaine, they have the restraints of 1,000 prisons. Because had that bitch sat up there and talked to me like that, it would have been 2 sad days. Like, that, to me, it was just unacceptable. You're supposed to be my friend, and yet, and so you talk to me in such a way, you tell me I shouldn't, how, you better not cry, I'm the one that can cry. I'm like, bitch, why are you crying? You defended somebody who's had a problem historically and publicly with women of color. Jamil, Meghan Markle, Omarosa, and he's actually, went to Celebrity Apprentice All-Stars when she was a contestant. He was a guest judge and went out of his way, and he said so, to literally torture her. He's the same one that pretty much harassed Jamil to the point where she wanted to kill herself. And he has not had his foot off Meghan's neck for 4 years now. You mean to fucking tell me that just because she's black and he happens not to like her, can he not like her and not be racist? I'm not saying that that's not the case, because there are cases like that. There are people who I dislike who are white that happen to be white. Doesn't mean I hate white people. But when you sit there and say out of your mouth that, oh, well, I don't believe the words come out of your mouth, whatever, when I'm explaining to you my experience of racism, that is racist. And that's also violence, because now you're dismissing people's experiences. And basically what you're saying is, because I don't like you, I don't agree with you, blah, 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 whatever, I'm a staunch royalist, whatever, that's not how we get down, whatever, you have now pretty much committed an erasure of millions of people across the UK, and in respects, many black people across the world. Because honestly, if somebody's saying to me, this is my experience, it's a racist experience, whatever, it's not your job as a white person to sit and tell me how I should feel about it being racist, or the fact that it doesn't exist at all. And then what I don't understand about Sharon Osbourne, she's sitting there talking about, educate me, explain to me what this is, whatever. And then she goes, I don't think that's racist. Well, if you don't know what racism is, bitch, how the fuck are you gonna know? And that, to me, doesn't make any sense. Like, it's like, I don't know what racism is, whatever, but you're quick to tell somebody what's racist and what's not racist. That's not how this works. And it's not our job to educate you or anybody on what racism is. That's not our job. You should have the good sense to know what the fucking is already. And then you want to weaponize your white woman tears and shit and be like, oh, this is upsetting for me. I feel like I'm being political. Me. This had nothing essentially to do with you until you put yourself into the game. You put your own skin in the game, Sharon. You are all like, oh, well, he's my friend. I'm going to defend my friend. Well, this is what happens when you step in the lion's den, sweetheart. If you can't stand the heat, stay the hell out of the kitchen. You made the conscious choice to sit there and defend his free speech. Well, guess what? People have to understand this about free speech. Yes, you are free to say what you want, but you are not free from the consequences of saying what you want. So if you don't want to get dragged, if you don't want to get backlash, if you don't want to get canceled, then maybe you should be more circumspect in what you say. Because it pisses me off that in 2021, I'm still having to explain to white people, because they don't want to get it, what racism is. And at this point in time, I'm saying right now, I'm done with that. I am so done with that, okay? If you don't get it, you don't want to get it. It's not my job to explain it to you. For you to sit there and tell me that my experience is nullified because you either don't understand it, or you just don't want to see it, or you don't want to believe me because you may not like me, then fuck it. Then it's not for you. You can go on living your little deluded fantasy life, wherever. That's great. Good for you. God bless you. I'm over it. And Sharon wants to issue an apology, and it goes something like this. I'm going to read it out to you. Oh, God, here we go. After some reflection, after sitting with your comments and sitting with my heart, I would like to address the discussion on the talk this past Wednesday. I've always been embraced with so much love and support from the black community, and I have a deep respect and love for the black community. To anyone of color that I offended, and or to anyone that feels confused or let down by what I said, I'm truly sorry. I panicked, felt blindsided, got defensive, and allowed my fear and horror of being accused of being racist take over. There are very few things that hurt my heart more than racism, so to feel associated with that spun me fast. I am not perfect. I am still learning like the rest of us, and will continue to learn, listen, and do better. Please hear me when I say I do not condone racism, misogyny, or bullying. I should have been more specific about that in my tweet. I will always support freedom of speech, but now I see how I unintentionally didn't make that clear distinction. I hope we can collectively continue to learn from each other, from ourselves, so we can all continue to pave the way for much needed growth and change. The community on this platform means a lot to me. I hope we can hold each other up with accountability, compassion, and love during this powerful time of paving the way for so much needed change. Heart, Sharon. A bunch of bilge, because she's the same one, liking comments that are basically defending her and giving her props for, for how she dealt with Sheryl and Elaine. So no, I'm not buying that apology. I'm sorry. Like, I'd like to believe that is genuine, and hopefully that it is, but the thing is, you're known for your works right now, and the works that you have show me that you obviously cannot make such a metamorphosis in the stream of hours. And now Piers Morgan is up saying that people should apologize to Sharon for bullying her into apologizing, things of that nature. I'm like, honestly, he accused the women of the talk, because this was like a 25-minute conversation, and I'm gonna keep it real. Normally I don't watch the talk because I think it's like the poor man's version of The View. So, but it's like, and it's hard to actually find the full 25 minutes, whatever. And he's like, oh, well, they bullied her. I'm like, no. Sheryl and Elaine, I swear before God, were the two of the most calm women I have ever seen in a situation like that. Because had that been me, oh, her feelings would have been hurt that day.
You know her mouth had written a check that these hands can't cash. Girl! Ooh! Ooh.
She would have got them. She would have got dragged up and down that little stage verbally at the very least for talking to me the way she talked to them. There's just no way you can sit there and tell me how I should feel, how I not should feel, whatever. She right there showed her ass and showed her privilege, and I probably don't think she'll ever really understand that fully and completely. I do not. You don't have to be a racist to be complicit in racism. Do I think Piers Morgan is racist? Yes, I do. And Sharon Osbourne made that comment about free speech and things of that nature, whatever. I'm like, yes, again, yeah, he has free speech, whatever. But again, you sat there and tried to excuse that and defend what he said away by saying, oh, well, he's just a royalist to his heart at his breaking point, so that excuses his behavior. No, bad behavior is bad behavior. I don't care who you are. If you're my friend, you, like I said before in the Azure Cuomo video, if you're my friend, brother, sister, whatever, if you have bad behavior, then it's my job to call you out on it and to correct you, not defend you, and only change my stance when I get drugged for filth. So, Sharon, sit your privileged ass down somewhere. Stop weaponizing them white girl tears and get it together. Get it together and do better. Because right now, girl, you are canceled in my book. You don't get hiatus. You don't get a spinoff. You don't get a reboot. You don't get any of that. You don't get a remix, none of that, because you have just royally pissed off a lot of people. And this sorry ass apology is not working for me. Because if you were truly sorry, you would have sat there and publicly apologized for how you treated Sheryl Underwood. Because that was freaking disgusting. And I'm disgusted. So anyway, how do you feel about Sharon Osbourne and her situation? If you notice the people telling her who she shouldn't have to apologize, all look a certain type of way. What do you think about the apology? What do you think of what she said? What do you think of what Piers Morgan has said? Because he's still trashing Meghan Markle anyway. And let's get the discussion pop in the comments.